Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. This video is just going to be kind of a update of what's going on, and I got some new subscribers, and I just wanted to go over kind of what you're going to expect from the channel and maybe explain some of the things that I do. If you haven't already, please go to Instagram. Give me a follow over there at AriesEDC. I share a lot of stuff on Instagram. I'm probably more active there than I am on this channel. All you gotta do is look for that logo and you'll find me. And thank you for watching the videos. I hope you guys are following along on the build along. It's coming along really nice. We are at this point now where I have shaped the handle, I've made the sheath. It's really nice, good retention. It gives it that little pop coming in and out. So there's hardly any wiggle whatsoever. I do need to soften some of the edges a little bit, but it's always a work in progress. So I've stonewashed it, which I know I'm kind of giving it away of the next section, because the next video will be probably the last. At this point, let's see, I just have a final cleanup and sharpening. Really, that's all that's left to do on this knife, and it will be ready. It'll also be available for sale. I probably will just post this on my Etsy page, which I will put a link in the description. There's also a link in my bio for the Etsy page. So this knife will be going up there as well as the other ones I've been working on. In the stonewash also was the Mini Obsession. I did something a little bit different with this one. I did the bluing liquid to it. Instead of acid etching, I did the bluing liquid, which kind of turned out kind of nice. It darkened the steel, but still kept the steel shiny. And then the stonewash really popped on that. So I have this little Mini Obsession that is going to be up there as well. It's going to come with a black sheath and probably just a black lanyard. I'm still working on this one. I have to do the sheath, which is why the blade's all taped up. I haven't been going over along with the build along on how to do a sheath, because I've done a separate video on it. So if you want to know how I make my Kydex sheaths, check that video out. But this one handle came out really nice. It has that OD green burlap, which turns out very, very cool looking once you get it all nice and sanded down. Super smooth, nice little blade. And so I'm working on these. I'm also, an ongoing project that I've been working on is the Damascus project, which maybe you guys have seen. I just heat treated it and tempered it the other day. It is looking pretty amazing if you ask me. That pattern is pretty ridiculous, and this isn't even acid etched or anything, guys. That's just out of the temper, and it already has that layer. You can see all the nice layers in it. So I'm going to be cleaning this guy up and doing a multi-section handle. It's going to be a lot of work just making the handle and putting that together, but this project was something I was going to be taking my time on. So keep checking in for updates on this one. It's coming along. But what I wanted to talk to you about is, first of all, is the knives that I make. I have a Cardinal here. This is available right now on my Etsy page. $120, I believe, is the price. It's 440C stainless steel, black burlap micarta. So this is the OD green burlap micarta, and that's the black burlap micarta. Same difference, but just a different color. Nice green liner. Very cool little EDC blade, which is what I make. And I'll explain my aesthetic here and my thought process behind that in a second. But this is a really cool knife, and it's available right now, so please go check that out. And then also available is the bud. This is my first bud, and it has the removable handle scales, nice blue sheath. It's acid etch it and stone wash the blade. Gives it that nice cool look. It is a perfect little EDC blade. Removable handle scales for cleaning. The jade and the blue are a really good color combination. Excellent little knife. I think after making this one, I looked at that handle shape and I wasn't really sold on it. So I'm going to be changing the handle shape to it. It's going to look more like that now, moving forward. So it's going to lose some of that on the handle, and I think it's going to give it a better look, overall aesthetic. But this one is the first one, so if you want it, this one's only $105, $10.95 steel, acid etched, a great little blade, perfect for all your EDC needs that you might have. Great sheath, really locks in. It's never going to come out, and when you carry it, it's like you don't even know it's there. So anyway, I had that. So first off, you might be thinking, well, where are all the knives at? You make really small knives. And I say, yes, I do make small knives, because for me, that's the size knife that most people need on a daily basis. Even the pistol, which is what model this is for the Damascus blade, this is probably the biggest model that I have on a regular basis. And the reason is, for me personally, because I'm making these knives basically for me. These are all something that I would want to carry, and I hope that my aesthetic passes on to you. But for me, I want to make small, everyday carry size fixed blades. The reason is, in my everyday life, I don't need anything bigger than that. What am I cutting? What do I need this cutting tool for? I don't need a blade this big in my everyday life to open a box, to cut some string, to open a bag up. In my everyday world, I don't need anything that big. That's way too big that I'm ever going to need in my everyday world. Now, is there a need for a knife this big? Yes, absolutely. If you're an outdoorsman, if you're a hunter, I don't know, there's many different needs for something this big. But for me personally, I would never carry this on an everyday basis. And that is what I'm making knives for, is to be carried every single day to meet all of your cutting needs. The Mini Obsession is very small, and it's probably smaller than I would like on an everyday basis. But if all you're doing is throwing this in a bag or in your purse, I guess, I hate to say it, but the pink is more for the ladies, but there might be some guys who like pink too. I mean, I'm not trying to point fingers or place anything, but if you throw that in your purse, you pull it out, you cut whatever you need. If you're an Amazon warrior or a package, and then this is all you really need is to open a package, open a bag. This size blade is perfect. And that is really my aesthetic and what I strive for. And that not only goes with the knives that I make, but it also goes with my EDC pocket knives that I carry too. So you guys may hopefully watch the video that I recently purchased these two knives. This is going to be the Civivi Quibit, which is a really great knife, and the CJRB Pyrite, really great. Both of them are fairly small blades. Actually, they're a little bit big. For me, I like blades that are about 3 inches. So the blade itself needs to be around 3 inches. Is this light too bright? Let me hear. I don't know. I'm getting a really big sheen off of that. So I like blades that are right around 3 inches. And as you can see, this is even the Pyrite is right about there. And the Quibbit as well is a little under 3 inches. So that is really what I'm looking for in a folding. I don't want anything bigger than 3 inches. The largest blade that I have is like 3.25 inches for a pocket knife. And that's just me personally. I don't feel like I need anything bigger than that in my everyday carry world. Now, I'm not saying it's if you need something bigger, there's nothing wrong with that. That's you personally. I'm thinking for me. So that aesthetic boils down to the knives that I make too. I don't need a giant knife, and quite frankly, a giant knife hanging off my belt every day would be bulky and it would be hard to carry. Where when I put the straps on, especially on a knife like this, I put the strap on. I like to carry Scout on the front, so horizontal on the front. You never know it's there. I'm in and out of a vehicle all day long, making stops, walking around, and I never know that my fixed blade is on me until I need to use it, and that's when it comes in handy. So even this blade is a little tall, but it's perfect for any everyday carry needs that you have. And that's kind of my aesthetic. My aesthetic is small, everyday size blades that you could be using and doing to meet all your cutting needs. So let's talk about these, because I just got these and I've had them for a little week. So the Quibbit, I love this thing. I'm still not sold on the aesthetic. That I know it's a bottle opener and it turns into a multi-tool, I guess, but I don't drink beer or anything, so besides like water, because I'm kind of a health nut and I have to be healthy because of my heart. So I don't drink, so I'll never use this. So to me, that aesthetic is a little odd. But I know for some of you, you drink beer, and I don't have any issues with that. So you'll use that on a daily basis. But I won't. I just won't. The aluminum, I love the aluminum. Nice and rounded, because I like my handles to be nice and smooth. As you can tell with the knives that I make, they're all nice and smooth. So I really like that aesthetic. You could choke up on it. The jimping is great on Civivi, does a pretty good job on the jimping. The thumb studs are nice and smooth on this one. Some of their models, the thumb studs can get a little bit rough, but this one is really nice and smooth. They knocked it out of the park with it. The deployment is excellent. The button gives a little bit. You really have to get the little bit of wrist action to close it nice. What happened? All right. To close it well, but I like it. What is interesting is the aluminum. Now in this price range, the aluminum is completely understandable. But I've been following along with some other makers like Benchmade, and they just released the Immunity. And it's an aluminum handle, but the price on that thing is what? $270? I know it's M4 steel or a really high quality steel compared to what the Quibbit is, but man, $270 for that with an aluminum scale? I don't know. Since when did aluminum become a high price item? I don't think it is. Like titanium, okay, I can see titanium, but aluminum? I don't know. It seems like a cheap product to me. And a more of a budget-friendly product, but you're going to put that price tag on it. I don't know. It seems a little weird. Benchmade has their way of doing things. I get it. It's all USA made, but man, that's a lot. And then the Pyrite. I like this knife. My issue is it's almost too smooth. there's really, I tested it, guys, and if I throw it out really hard, I can get this blade to deploy without doing anything, just flipping it with my wrist as hard as, I have to flip it pretty hard, but I can get that knife to come out. So it takes, the detent is very light. It takes no effort for me to pop that blade out, and then when you press that button, that thing is falling. Where the Quibbit, you press the button, it's not really gonna fall. You need to give it a little something, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but this thing is like really, really dangerous sometimes, because as soon as you touch that button, that blade is falling. So, but overall, it's been comfortable. It's very fidgety. You just really have to know what you're doing, or you're gonna catch your finger, I guaranteed. That detent is so light, but perfect blade shape. Nothing crazy there with the blade shape, but excellent knife. I've been carrying it. It's been doing really well for me, so I like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're following along with some of the things that I'm doing, especially the Build Along project. The Build Along project has been interesting for me. I don't know if I'll do it again anytime soon, but it has been fun. And please check out my Etsy page, as these guys are all going to be going up on there. Plus, you can see the knives that are available right now. I don't know if I can fit them all in, guys. I don't know if I can fit it all in, but please check it out. You can see all the knives that I've made. Follow me on Instagram and keep an eye out for this guy when it comes up. It's going to be pretty sick. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment or not. That choice is yours.